This house was also his, and they didn't raid that house for some reason. I don't understand why, but he owned both of these. And then King, was it King Combs? Had the
Yeah,
audacity to like make a rap song like, Feds didn't even get the right house. It was like,
Homeland Security's raid on Diddy's Miami mansion uncovered weapons, explicit materials, and something even more disturbing: newly revealed testimony that has stunned Hollywood. The shocking findings have ignited a media firestorm and intensified the legal scrutiny surrounding Sean Diddy Combs. Stay tuned as we break down the chilling revelations and the escalating legal drama.
Agent involved in the raid on Sean Diddy Combs' Miami home last year has now just finished testifying. Special Agent Gerard Gannon showed the jury items he testified were seized from Combs' Miami Beach home, including lubricant, lingerie, and loaded assault rifles. Meanwhile, rapper Kid Cudi, who reportedly dated Combs' ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura nearly 15 years ago, could testify tomorrow. Combs denies all the allegations against him. I want to bring in ABC's Rena Roy alongside ABC News contributor and criminal defense attorney Shauna Lloyd. They are live outside the courthouse. They're in downtown Manhattan. And Rena, I want to start with you. There's been so much revealed this week, in the last couple of days. What's happening in court right now? What are you watching for?
Yeah, definitely a lot to break down, Stephanie. The jury just saw another gun in this trial. It was also from that special agent that you mentioned who was just on the stand. He just wrapped up his testimony, and it was a .45 caliber handgun that he says was found in the guest house of Diddy's Miami Beach property that you see right there in a suitcase. The jury also examined photos of ammunition and what the prosecutors called freak-off supplies, including baby oil, lubricant, and rubber ducks. He also testified that a list were
rubber ducks. I can just hear him now. Rubber dub dub in the tub. Oh my goodness, man. Like, we've heard a lot of information, and it was very, very dark and just wild with Cassie. But now this stuff is about to get extremely serious, as far as like when they say he could be facing life in prison. You're gonna see all of this stuff come out, man.
Imagine the serene calm of a Miami morning suddenly shattered. It was 5 a.m., the sun not yet rising, when a convoy of unmarked vehicles descended on one of the city's most luxurious mansions, Sean Diddy Combs' sprawling multi-million-dollar estate. This wasn't just a polite knock at the door. Homeland Security agents launched a highly coordinated, high-powered raid, the culmination of months of planning and intelligence gathering. The target? A home filled with opulence, privacy, and, reportedly, secrets too disturbing to ignore. Flashlights sliced through the early darkness as armed agents swiftly took their positions. The mission was executed with surgical precision, targeting every corner of the massive property. Doors were kicked in, safes were cracked, and even hidden compartments, some cleverly concealed within the home's architecture, were unearthed. The mansion, boasting over a dozen bedrooms, a private theater, and expansive outdoor spaces, quickly turned into ground zero for a chilling investigation. Witnesses close to the scene described the agents as operating like clockwork, bypassing sophisticated security systems without hesitation. The luxury meant nothing in the face of what they were after: evidence. What they found shocked even seasoned law enforcement. Firearms were discovered, some stored in expected places like bedroom nightstands, others hidden in far more discreet and unusual locations, including a secure safe beneath the grand staircase. Alongside the weapons was a collection of explicit materials, described by insiders as so specific and disturbing that they reportedly left experienced agents visibly shaken. These weren't ordinary personal items lying casually around a celebrity's residence. Federal investigators viewed them as part of a bigger and far more sinister pattern. According to sources familiar with the investigation, these findings aligned with cases involving alleged exploitation, complete with encrypted devices, hidden rooms, and restricted access to sensitive materials. The most damning revelation, however, came from meticulously locked storage areas. Inside were items and paraphernalia that Homeland Security agents classified as consistent with known exploitation operations. The nature, organization, and secrecy of these storage areas raised major red flags. It was not just the items themselves, but their placement and restricted access that painted a dark picture. Agent Gerard Gannon later testified, calling the discoveries coordinated components of extensive illegal activity. While officials have remained tight-lipped about names and broader connections, it's clear this raid was no isolated incident. The scale and planning behind the operation suggests something calculated, something sprawling. As this chaos unfolded in his Miami home, one pressing question lingered. Where was Diddy? And how did he respond to the devastating revelations? That answer, insiders suggest, could trigger the next major shockwave. Stay tuned.
This house was also his, and they didn't raid that house for some reason. I don't understand why, but he owned both of these. And then King, was it King Combs? Had the audacity to like make a rap song like, feds didn't even get the right house. It was like, morons.
I called him Yeet Skirt at the time because it was just so bad.
But anyway, there was a second house that they didn't go into. That's right next door. It would be bizarre to me that they only focused on the one. Maybe this is where all this stuff happened, and this is maybe the family house. I don't know. But you'd think if you're going to go do the raid and do it right, you'd do both houses. All right, well, there you go. I can't show a ton of those. But yes, as pew-pews, there's a lot of items around these things. Stacks of money,
I will say, if you want to prep, get ready for photo 40. And we'll get to that in a minute. Don't put it up yet.
The rubber ducky justice. There's now looking at a lot of substances and clips.
Yeah.
And wow. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in here. That's a crazy, look at that Buccaneers logo. I'm just scrolling through for my own, but it's, wow. What is high? I think I can show that. That's
There's
just a lot of high
shoes.
heels.
There's a lot of high-heeled shoes and a lot of
He really
lingerie.
liked a specific kind of shoe.
Yeah, rope, a lot of rope and cuffs. And this bathroom, too, was quite a moment because there's stuff written on the mirror, like in lipstick. It's like, you are a legend, blah, blah, upward motion and things like that. So it's like where people put Post-it notes on their mirrors to remind them, like with happy affirmations. His is just sprawled in lipstick of like, I'm an icon. So that was
and here's that rope he was talking about. Wow, they really are going for it. This is like 50 Shades level.
Yeah. Now, apparently there were at least, from what I was gathering, 13 pairs of platforms. Now, here's the thing that I've been asking myself.
A wireless flicker. I can't say what it is. But
no.
And here we get into lots of loot, lots of baby oil.
We don't know what size the shoes are.
While Homeland Security agents swarmed Sean Diddy Combs' Miami mansion, the music mogul was miles away, caught completely off guard. Sources close to the situation revealed that Diddy was staying at a hotel in downtown Miami when he received a shocking phone call from a member of his staff. His home was being raided. At first, insiders say he thought it was a prank or a misunderstanding. But as more urgent calls flooded in, the reality began to set in, and his calm demeanor rapidly unraveled. Eyewitnesses at the hotel described the scene as tense. Diddy was seen pacing anxiously through the lobby, phone glued to his ear, his expression etched with visible stress. According to reports, he began making a series of rapid-fire calls, first to his legal team, then to a circle of undisclosed associates. The sudden crisis sparked widespread speculation. Was he completely blindsided by the raid? Or had he suspected something was coming? Those familiar with Diddy's business dealings describe him as a strategic thinker, rarely caught off guard, even in the face of scandal. But this time it appears he was genuinely stunned. Some reports even suggest that Diddy tried to contact the agents involved, allegedly offering to clarify any misunderstandings directly. Whether those messages were received or ignored remains unclear. But his attempt to intervene while the raid was still unfolding added another twist to the story. Public reaction to Diddy's response has been sharply divided. To some, his behavior reflects a man desperate to control a spiraling narrative, someone accustomed to deflecting controversy. Diddy has faced accusations before, and critics point to a pattern of denial and behind-the-scenes damage control. Others, particularly his most devoted fans, see this as yet another example of a powerful black figure being unfairly targeted. In their eyes, the raid was less about justice and more about dismantling his legacy. One question continues to loom. Does Diddy's visible panic indicate guilt? Or was it simply a natural reaction to a life being publicly dismantled in real time? Late that same day, Diddy issued a public statement firmly denying any wrongdoing. He condemned the raid as an unjustified invasion based on what he described as baseless accusations. In his statement, he emphasized his willingness to fully cooperate with authorities, but vowed to fiercely contest the claims. The statement marked the beginning of what's expected to be one of the most high-profile legal battles in recent celebrity history. With an arsenal of legal power at his disposal, Diddy has made it clear he won't go down without a fight. But with disturbing evidence reportedly found in the raid, ranging from firearms to explicit materials, the stakes are high. The central challenge for his legal team now is formidable. How do they disconnect these discoveries from allegations as serious and far-reaching as exploitation?
Found in a wooden box on a bathroom counter with a gold puffy label on it. So jurors are really getting an inside look here at what authorities say they seized from.
And I also want to know about this baby oil because it was rumored that it might have been laced. I'm wondering if they're going to reveal if that's true or not. Because that's a lot of oil, man. They were talking about she had to have it heated up and yeah. Because that right there would make a lot of sense besides them just being glistening if that stuff was laced.
His home last year.
Oh, apparently. Shauna, what was the prosecution hoping to show with Special Agent Gannon's testimony and all of these items that were found in the home?
Well, Stephanie, what they were looking to show are the elements that they are saying speak to the RICO as well as the trafficking charge. We found the guns, we found those with labels scratched off, serial numbers scratched off, so that speaks to the illegality of the guns.
Damn.
We also have seen, again, this is something else, illegal substances that were found in the home. We found other things, the baby oils, those are also evidence of the freak-offs that he was allegedly forcing Cassie to participate in. So all of these are elements of the crimes that they're looking to prove.
Different elements, a lot of different elements revealed there. And Shanna, Kid Cudi is expected to testify this week. How could that testimony help prosecutors prove the racketeering and conspiracy charges?
Well, when we talk about the racketeering charge, we have to remember that it is a small group that has conspired to commit illegal acts. This arson is one of the acts that they are alleging was one of these illegal acts. So his testimony about what happened to his car after the threats that Sean Combs made about blowing it up are very significant because it ties him directly to that arson.
Here it is. I mean, this isn't as much as I was envisioning based on like Costco levels. It's a lot. Don't get me wrong.
Well, this is just one part, right? This is just one
I was
section.
expecting. I mean, how many cases of these were there? And then what's with the rubber ducky, Kim?
There's just 2 rubber duckies. So something I want to just make very clear. There were a lot of these collections of baby oil and Astroglide around the house from the sounds of it. So this was just one section of it. There's also, I don't know if you'll notice on the side, there's a box there of nitrous oxide.
Yeah.
Questions on that one too. But yes, the big thing this morning everyone was asking is, why are there duckies?
Well, I have a theory. He's making like these inflatable pools full of oil, so he's clearly just putting them on as display on top. I think that's what it is. It's creepy, it's weird, but he's clearly like, oh yeah, float the duckies on the baby oil pools.
I mean, the duckies have seen things. I
Oh,
fear
yeah,
for the
no.
duckies.
Poor duckies.
I have so many
This
questions.
ain't no Bert and Ernie action. No, this is
Yeah.
intense.
So, yeah, white towels everywhere.
A lot of towels. I mean, I'd expect a lot of towels.
Mm-hmm.
Hotels level where the towels, what he's going. More nitrous on the bottom. Oh, that's a close up of that. That's what that was. Okay.
Yeah.
That was the close up of that area.
Yeah. So
More pills.
lots of substances. There was a crystal rock-like substance that they just kept saying with other pills, and the main ingredient of magic mushrooms were found.
Well, hold on. Can we
In a
talk about
wooden-
weird clear bags filled with why?
This is what I mean. The baby oil was scattered. It was not just in the closet. It was everywhere.
And he has so much, like, just throw it away and get a new
And
one
there's
if it's
Astroglide
leaking.
there too. I don't know if you can see it. It's underneath.
Why are they in plastic bags? Like, what?
I don't know.
What is, to make them more portable?